Okay, so one of the main class it is generated is class structure, or we can also call it as work pool. Okay, so class structure name will be, so only work class name is we used to call as class structure, and along with the work class it will also generate the data class group and integration class group. Okay, because Pega application is categorized into three groups. One is work, data, and integration. So it will automatically configure these three class groups in the backend. Then, okay, so under the class groups only we are going to generate the design. Okay, so all the design in the application. So we are going to create inside the three class groups depending upon the requirement. And as part of the setup, some case names are given. So automatically it will configure the cases and classes in the application. Okay, so now, and Pega contains some default parent class will be there, or we can also call a super class, because from this default class only all the other classes are derived. Suppose if you take work class or data class or integration classes, so all the three classes are derived from super class called @base class. Okay, and in Pega there is a concept called abstract and concrete. Okay, so integration classes comes under abstract type, and work and data classes comes under concrete type. Okay, so let's see. So about the what is abstract and what is concrete, we'll see. See, abstract classes are non-initialized classes. Okay, see, abstract classes are non-initialized classes because, see, what are non-initialized means we cannot add any new rules under the abstract class. Okay, suppose if you take any, if you want to design any new thing inside the application, directly under the abstract classes we cannot add any new rules. So new rules we cannot add under the abstract classes. Okay, once join the session, mute your microphones. Sanjay, mute your microphones. Okay, so once join the session, mute your microphones. So we cannot add new rules under the abstract classes. So because only we can inherit the rules from some any other services. For example, some integrations when you're working. Okay, some external service is there. If you want to if you want to import the data from that external service, we can import using abstract classes, and it will everything convert into Pega format. So directly we cannot add any rules, but we can import records from external data. So these external services can be anything like a Java service, SOAP service, Wisdom, SAP, REST. Okay, so different types of services are available in Pega. So directly we cannot add rules, but we can import records from other external services. Okay, from any external service. Okay, from any external service we can import the records. And when you import the records from some external service, it will convert into Pega format. It will convert, suppose the service may be in Java format or something, for example. So it will convert into Pega format. Means all the things, all the data. So suppose properties or business logic or whatever is there, it will everything convert into Pega records format or Pega rules format. And these Pega rules we can reuse in the application. Okay, so what are the records we imported? So those rules we can reuse in the application. Means, so under the abstract class, which is nothing but integration classes. Okay, under the abstract type, so directly we cannot add any records. Okay, so what are the records we are going to import from some external service? Okay, so those records we can reuse in anywhere in the application, we can reuse. Okay, so this integration classes which we have, so those comes under abstract type. So not only uh, create new records, we cannot update those records also. So what are the records we import into the application? So even we cannot update them. So only those are read-only things we can directly reuse in the application. So that's nothing but abstract type. And second type is concrete. So concrete classes are initialized classes. So under the concrete type, any new things if we want to add, we can add directly in the concrete type. Okay, new rules if we want to add in the application. Okay, so new rules we can add in the application under the concrete classes. So here the work and data classes comes under concrete type. So work class groups and data class groups comes under concrete type. Okay, so under the concrete type, so any new records if you want to add, we can directly add in the concrete type. Okay, and again concrete are categorized into three types of classes. Okay, so in the abstract there are no separate types are not there, but concrete classes are categorized into three types. So those are the three types of concrete class types are easy class group. So these are automatically generated, no need to manually create any of these classes. I'll show the structure of these classes also. Belongs to class group and does not belongs to class group. So these are the three types of concrete. See which type of classes comes under easy class group means, see our work pool is there, right? Your work pool comes under easy class group. Okay, so if you want to see the structure of your work pool, so log into application, that is admin at the rate, as part of setup our operator ID is admin at the rate city, rules is default password. Under the app explorer you can see all the classes here, all the work classes you can see under the app explorer. And if you want to see the structure of this class in the backend, how what are the type of class it is, and again under concrete which type of class is assigned for this, expand sysadmin, because why this sysadmin is added by default means class is a rule which comes under sysadmin rule types. See we have different rule types in Pega. Okay, so in that class is also one kind of rule in Pega, and it comes under sysadmin rule type. Okay, so class is a rule which comes under sysadmin rule type. So by default it is generated by the application server as part of application setup. So you will get the sysadmin rule type by default. Under that you can open the class. Okay, and open the rule name. Okay, this is also a rule. Class is also one kind of rule, but it is generated by the application setup automatically. Just open that one. Okay, when you open this class you can see what type of class it is. Okay, so the type of class is concrete because all the work classes are concrete, right? Again concrete classes contains types again. Okay, so is a class group. Okay, but no need to select manually here, by default it will be generated. So but you can see the concrete class type as is a class group. Okay, because this one is a class structure and is a class group. So the parent class, right? So the parent class comes under is a class group. And if you open any of these subclasses, if you open any of the subclasses, these are also concrete only, but the type, if you see the class type, it comes under belongs to class group. Okay, because loans is a subclass for this parent class. Okay, so loans belongs to this class group, Paytm belongs to this class group, sample belongs to this class group. So all the subclasses, Okay, what are the subclasses we have under the work class? So those comes under belongs to class group. So the first two types are categorized under the actually both work and data comes under concrete type. So the first two types belongs to work classes, and third type is the red. The third type comes under data class group. So even data classes are also concrete type only. So we have one more type that is does not belongs to class group. Means so when you add data tables in the application, so for that also we'll give some class name. So those classes comes under does not belongs to class group. So now after this topic I'll show you how to add tables in the application. Okay, so like this. So concrete contains some three types of classes. So the first type is a class group. Second type is belongs to, means subclasses comes under belongs to, and then third type is data classes, because data classes are separate classes and work classes are separate classes. So that's the reason it comes under does not belongs to this work pool. It is a separate class group. So that's the reason it comes under does not belongs to class group, because work classes are separate and data classes are separate. But if you take the subclass, the subclasses belongs to this work pool. So like that, the structure is generated in the backend by default. Okay. So no need to manually define anywhere that each type is a class group or belongs to class group. So automatically, when we configure application setup, it will be generated by default. Okay, so like that. So inside the application, what are the class groups? We have different class groups. So those are categorized into abstract and concrete. So in the coming sessions, I can show the integration classes. So right now I cannot show you. So in the coming sessions, when we work on integrations, then I can show you how the integration classes are created and how we can import some external some data from the external systems or external server. We'll see in coming scenarios. So in today's session, we can see the data class. Okay. So how to add a data class. Okay. And that is nothing but how to create the data tables in the application. Okay. So now this is a see till here, no need to worry. So till here all the configuration will be there for you. Any company if you go. So till here it is not a developer task. Okay. All the setup will be given to you. So from here whatever I discuss, so that is a task of developer. So we'll start with data model rule type first of all. So some basic introduction to data model and user interface I'll discuss, and some examples also I'll do. Okay, so first of all, data model is one rule type in Pega, and also so data model is also an option in the Designer Studio. Okay, so it is also one rule type in Pega, and data model option is also available in the Designer Studio. So here using the data model option, so we can add tables. So first thing is we can add tables in the application, and under the app explorer means we can add properties, and different things are there like so like defining the properties. Okay, defining data pages in the application. So all those things comes under data model, means how the data is processed and saved. So all those things we can add in the data model rule type. First of all, we'll see how to add data tables in the application. We'll see here database is it is a part of application only. See, no need to configure a database separately here. So along with Pega setup, okay, so they will be giving one default database, which is nothing but PostgreSQL or PGSQL we can say. So the default database we have in the application is PGSQL database, and internal to the application only we'll configure all the things in the database. No need to separately manually give the connection, okay, or manually start the database. When you open the application by starting the server, database also will automatically load. Okay. Now we will see how to add tables in the application now. So for adding tables also we have a wizard is there. Okay, data model wizard is available. So by using that widget, we can give all the information and generate the tables. Okay. So let's see one example first of all directly. So how to open the widget and how to add the information and how to generate the tables in the application. Okay, so this widget comes under Designer Studio menu. So inside the header option, we have a menu called Designer Studio. So from that menu, you can go to data model option. Okay, under that data tables, again you will have option called data tables. So from this option, we can open the table widget, means then you'll get an option called add a new data table option you'll get. So let's see. So first of all, if you want to open the data table, so these are the steps. So same thing we will add from this